My name is Samantha Brown, and I am a traveler. I am a host of many travel programs on the Travel Channel, if you tune into that. And that has been my job for 13 years, to travel and see the world. I am from New Hampshire. Think about that for a second. It's been a while. I've lived in New York City now for over 20 years, Brooklyn, but I'm from New Hampshire. I went to Syracuse University, where I majored in musical theater, and yes, you can major in that. I moved to New York City to pursue musical theater, and I always thought you needed to be what's called a triple threat. And a triple threat means you can act, sing, and dance. But when I moved to New York City, I found that I wasn't threatening at all. And, you could take out singing and you could take out dancing, but I could still act. But I really enjoyed comedy, and sketch comedy especially. So I pursued a lot more comedy work, improv work, and of course, waitressing work. I was a very good waitress in New York City, but I definitely pursued it on my own. You try very hard to get an agent, and I couldn't for a good 8 years, and waited on tables and really struggled, wondering why I went to school for theater, if this was going to be my life. Just, seeing if someone wanted, a slice of lemon on the side of their Coke. I thought, wow, I'm so much more overqualified for this job. But I did love it. Little by little, you get a job here, you get a job there. And actually, I got a job that I submitted myself for commercials. And it was those commercials that the Travel Channel eventually saw, thought I had a great personality, and called me into audition. So all that work in waitressing slowly but surely paid off. The person who sought me out was from a production company. Travel Channel had gone to this production company. They're called Pine Ridge Film and Television. Great company. And they said, we're looking to produce this show. They said, we think we found a really good host. And I was like, what's a host? I really didn't, this was 13 years ago. Hosts were sort of perfect women who gesticulated and pointed and always had pleasant smiles on their faces. And I just thought, well, I'm not that. I really enjoy acting. I love comedy. And when I got the job, I was petrified because I really had absolutely no idea what I was doing. And I remember the first day of the shoot, not knowing what I was doing, and everything is improvised. There is no script. It's just you go with it. Slowly but surely, you get your groove. And instead of being an expert, I just kind of tapped into who I really was, which was someone who got to do this for the first time. And that really became what they wanted. They realized, the Travel Channel, though, no, we don't want an expert. We like you. You're the girl next door experiencing it for the first time, like most of the people who are watching this show. Keep doing that. And that approach of just, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I really enjoy meeting these people. I enjoy where I am, and let's just go with that. That became really, I don't want to say shtick because it wasn't put on. It was just really what was happening. I started back in 1999 with Great Vacation Homes, and then from there went to Great Hotels. Passport to Europe, Passport to Latin America, Passport to China. Girl Meets Hawaii was back there somewhere. There were 3 years of great weekends, and then my last series was all shot in Asia. I never, ever in a million years thought I would have a job that was better than the one that I actually dreamed of for myself. I thought I was going to be on Broadway. I thought I was, in my wildest dreams, I'd go to Los Angeles and be in a sitcom. But I never thought someone would see those talents and say, hey, you'd actually be good traveling around the world. Even today, I can't believe it's my job. For a half-hour episode, we are there for 4 days, and for an hour, 8. But usually 10 because of travel in and out. So we're there 10 days for an hour episode. When I arrive in another country, or even another state in the United States, I always have 1 day off before we start to shoot. And that gives me time to sort of get my bearings. It also gives you time to adjust to a different time zone. But that is my day where I have to kind of get a grasp on where I am, not just a city, but a country and a culture. And so I use that day wisely. Everyone wants my job until they hear actually how much effort goes into it. Easily 230 days out of the year. So you're on the road most of the time. Being on the road easily can disconnect you from home. That's where there's a lot of difficulty with the job. You are so focused on where you are. I'm in Singapore, I'm in Nicaragua, I'm in Cambodia, and you just want to do a good job by the country, by the people, so you immerse yourself completely. And then at the end of a 14-hour day, there's very little energy, at least I have very little energy, to get on the phone and make sure, my husband's doing all right. How's my mom, my sisters? You miss birthdays, you miss weddings, you miss reunions. All the things that make you, a sister, a wife, a good daughter, a great friend disappears. And that can be a big challenge to the job. For the other 135 days of the year, I stay home. I don't go near an airport. I don't even like to get into a taxi. I order in Chinese, watch good television. I basically become a real homebody, which is easy to do I live in New York City, in Brooklyn. And so we've got great neighborhoods of fabulous ethnicity everywhere. So even though I am staying home, you're at home in the world. People are surprised to know that hotel rooms can actually be my nemesis. And people see the hotel rooms I stay in, they're 5-star, the top of the line, but I live in hotels. And just to get a sense of what it's like to live in hotels, imagine someone coming into your bedroom and rearranging the contents of the furniture every 2 days. And not just like big things like your bed and your bureau, but little things like electrical sockets, light switches. Where's the light switch this time? Is it by the bed? Is it by the door? Is it by the bathroom? Is there a light switch on the bulb? Is it on the base? Is it on the cord? You're constantly rebooting the minutia of your life every 2 days, and it will slowly drive you insane. And one time, actually, a hotel room broke my nose. And this is a true story. I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, but I had the floor plan of the hotel I stayed in the night before, which had a little hallway off my bed and a little, bathroom to the right. And this one, it was just a wall. And I walked right into, bam, a wall, and heard this crunch. And luckily I hit the wall head on, so there was no displacement, but I had black eyes and a swollen nose. And what's the worst thing you can do when you're on camera is break your nose. But yeah, it can be violent. Even 5-star luxury hotels can beat the crap out of me. The first time they asked me to be in a bathing suit, it's just kind of an obvious choice. I was in Hawaii. And so that's going to be a part of your wardrobe. You're going to be on the beach, 82% of the time. So it wasn't something that I wasn't expecting. I knew it. And I knew that, because, at the time I was in my early 30s, so I thought, I should be in a bikini. If I'm gonna be in a bathing suit, I'm gonna be in a bikini. So I put a lot of that pressure on myself. Yeah, now I don't do any bikini work. It's done. I've retired. The bathing suits have all, they're all at the Smithsonian. I think there's gonna be a, Travel Channel bikini retrospective. Anthony Bourdain has a bikini there. It's pretty hot. Andrew Zimmern, and mine. So, what I love about my job and how I approach it is that I get to spend time in other people's lives, and I get to learn from them and about myself in the process. And I love that. I love just someone's everyday life and understanding where they come from. And when you're in another part of the world, someone's everyday life is extraordinary. And then you think how extraordinary your own life is. So it's really reciprocal, this great feeling. Traveling all throughout the world and meeting women all around the world, we certainly have very different concepts of beauty, what makes us beautiful. We have different concepts of work, being professional, the overall sense of being kind and generous is the same. And I'm usually alone on my days off. Other women I can see will take care of me. There is sort of an acknowledgement of who we are and who we are in the whole world. And that's been a real joy to discover. The least appealing thing about my job has to be managing loneliness. And it is a job. It is a part of my job because I'm essentially alone. You wake up alone, you go back to a hotel alone. Of course, I have my crew, but they have their lives, I have mine. And no matter where you are, you're 10,000 miles away, you're 5,000, 2,000, 200 miles away from the people who love you and who truly make you who you are. So loneliness becomes difficult to manage, but it's a part of the job. Success, I mean, it has to be a combination of doing what makes you happy, makes you passionate, certainly being with people, and that is it. I love being with people. That is my passion. I could do it anywhere. I love the fact that travel is a part of it, but I love being with people. And it sounds very trite, but be yourself. That really started me on my path. At first, I thought, I'm not a travel expert. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never traveled. How could I possibly have this job? And instead of fighting that, just thought, well, this is me. And I'm just gonna make mistakes like a real person. And luckily, that just became what people were really interested in. So, it's the idea of making mistakes. Be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. And just, really be true to who you are. I think that is absolutely the key. Absolutely.